Logicalis Alive is an internal enablement event designed to celebrate the end of our financial year and look towards what our goals, targets, and overall vision is for the year coming. One thing we really want to focus on for events like these is making sure that we are setting our entire business up for success when it comes to having the connections with the wider team and also information from our vendor partners and alliances to best succeed as the year starts. We asked Adapt to provide an analyst that could do a keynote presentation session that would touch on the concept of CIO priorities for the year ahead, and in particular, AI readiness and how we as a systems integrator and managed services provider could best support our customers in integrating AI and sort of artificial intelligence models into their business on a professional level. We wanted someone who could articulate the difficult conversations around the benefits and risks of AI for professional organizations, while also being quite entertaining and engaging with the team, as it can be quite a long session for something like that. On the first day of the event, Gabby came and sat in on a few of the earlier sessions so that he could get a good idea of the team as a whole, energy levels of the room, how people were engaging with other speakers, before he jumped up and shared his keynote presentation. He made sure to craft a presentation for us that not only touched on the insights and research that Adapt has on hand, but also then pulled the team in for a really engaging session with roundtable discussions, questions and answers throughout the audience, and a real interactive part of the session that had people paying attention as they knew they'd be called on. We have a long-standing relationship with Adapt as a research provider, and we've found that the Adapt team have been really skilled at not only having very up-to-date, in-depth and relevant research that they can present to our team, but also having people that are really keen to further our relationship between our two organisations. So put forward people that are passionate with connecting with our team as well, and that was a real selling point for bringing in Adapt. A real focus for us was around the concept of AI readiness. Obviously, for us as an IT organisation, we see a lot of the behind the scenes work around AI integration and things like that. But it was a real priority for us to be able to bring in an expert who could communicate where Australian organisations as a whole are sitting in their AI journey, and offer some statistics that we can then use to craft our proposals, our future solutions, and even just the way we interact with our customers when starting conversations around AI integration for them. And after hearing Gabby speak at a previous event, we knew this was something he could definitely really be an expert in for our team. Gabby had a very personable way of presenting to the team. He was very animated in the way he spoke and the way he moved around the room. And he was really careful to make sure that he sort of spanned across the entire audience in how he spoke. He made a lot of eye contact to keep people engaged. He asked questions of the audience to get their point of view as he went through. And it was something that sort of kept our team participating in the session, even when it was the presentation segment from him. A lot of people, when you talk about AI readiness within an organisation, will say, oh yeah, like we're looking into it, we're starting to test it out, we've got a few possible use cases, things like that. But having Gabby come in and basically say that according to the Adapt research on hand at that time, there was not a single person within Australia from your research that could say they were fully ready for AI within their organisation, was a really jarring statistic for our team who are so surrounded by the concept of AI at the moment. So that was something that sort of refocused the team in the idea that while we may hear the AI conversation a lot, most organisations are still so early in that journey and do still need support from experts such as Logicalis. I think it really added to the event experience for our teams, especially because since we had our entire organisation present, not just sales or just technical, it also helped both sides of the table in that way start to see how, as the conversations progressed through the interactive part of his segment, see how the other half of the organisation might be working with our customers. For example, sales could see how that very low level of readiness meant that the way that a customer might interact with our engineering team on the topic of AI might be very different to what they thought, and vice versa. So I think it sparked a lot more conversations than we'd had previously. It actually has had a huge impact, particularly just in the fact that it probably made us take a few steps back in where we were starting the customer journey in terms of how we went into an organisation with our AI offerings. We'd sort of gone in with quite a mature offering based on where our internal capabilities were at the time. But hearing from Gabby on those topics and being able to have that conversation a bit more fully throughout the day, we started to then sort of take a step back, and now our offering starts with a much earlier discussion around not just how are you implementing AI, but how is your organisation actually ready for that implementation? What is your data like? Where's your storage? How equipped is your infrastructure to hold an AI introduction? It's really widened the scope of how we would normally approach something like that. Pretty much anyone could gain something from the insight presentations. I think it just depends on what your goal would be. If it's as simple as you'd like to know better how the Australian CIO and IT leader market is preparing, or what focuses are, or anything along those lines, then absolutely. And even if it's all the way down to you as an organisation want, the market intelligence to be able to inform your own decisions internally, Adapt would be perfect for something like that as well. I think I just really, really highly rate the experience overall. He was able to come in with such a high level of expertise, but such a personable way to present it, that it had the team really engaged throughout, which for an hour-long session is not always easy to maintain.